Picture this: a princess isolated for months, health battles that seemed never-ending, and a prince watching helplessly from across the world while rumors swirled and speculation reached fever pitch. The year 2022 brought something extraordinary to the Principality of Monaco, something that transcended the usual glittering galas and ceremonial appearances that define royal life. This is the story of reunion, resilience, and a relationship tested by circumstances that would challenge any couple, let alone one living under the constant glare of international media attention. What happened behind the palace walls during those difficult months, and how did Prince Albert and Princess Charlene navigate one of the most challenging periods of their marriage? Stay with me as we dive deep into this remarkable chapter of Monaco's royal history, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share this video with fellow royal enthusiasts, and drop your thoughts in the comments section below. The year 2022 marked a significant turning point for Prince Albert II of Monaco, and at the heart of this transformation was his reunion with Princess Charlene, a moment that would define his personal and public life for months to come. To understand the magnitude of this reunion, we need to rewind to the events that preceded it, because the story of their coming back together is inseparable from the painful journey of their separation. Princess Charlene had spent an agonizing period away from Monaco, initially trapped in South Africa due to severe ear, nose, and throat complications that required multiple surgeries and prevented her from flying. The former Olympic swimmer, known for her strength and athletic prowess, found herself in a vulnerable position that few could have anticipated. What started as a conservation trip to her homeland became an extended medical ordeal that kept her separated from her husband and their twin children, Prince Jacques and Princess Gabriella, for months on end. The absence of Princess Charlene sparked intense media speculation about the state of the royal marriage. Tabloids around the world published countless stories questioning whether the couple was on the verge of separation, whether their relationship could survive the distance, and what the future held for Monaco's first family. Every photograph of Prince Albert appearing alone at official functions fueled another round of headlines. Social media buzzed with theories and rumors, some sympathetic, others cruel and baseless. The pressure on both Albert and Charlene during this period was immense, not just from the physical separation and health concerns, but from the relentless scrutiny of their private struggles becoming public entertainment. Prince Albert, known for his composed and diplomatic demeanor, found himself in the position of defending his marriage while managing his duties as sovereign and caring for his children who missed their mother desperately. When Charlene finally returned to Monaco in the latter part of 2021, there was hope that the worst was behind them. However, the challenges were far from over. Princess Charlene's health struggles had taken a significant toll, not just physically but emotionally and mentally as well. She had lost considerable weight during her time in South Africa, and the stress of the situation had clearly affected her well-being. Shortly after her return, it became apparent that Charlene needed additional support and treatment. The palace announced that the princess had checked into a treatment facility outside of Monaco to address exhaustion and other medical issues. This news brought another wave of media attention, with some outlets showing compassion while others continued to speculate about the true nature of her absence and treatment. For Prince Albert, this period represented one of the most challenging chapters of his reign. He had to balance his role as a supportive husband with his responsibilities as Monaco's head of state, all while raising twin children who needed stability and reassurance. The prince made several trips to visit Charlene during her treatment, always maintaining a dignified silence about the specifics while making it clear that he stood by his wife completely. In various interviews and public statements, Albert consistently pushed back against rumors of marital discord, explaining that Charlene was dealing with legitimate health issues and that their marriage was strong despite the physical separation. His unwavering support during this time spoke volumes about his commitment to their relationship and his understanding of the serious nature of her health challenges. The reunion in 2022 was not a single dramatic moment but rather a gradual process of healing and reconnection. When Princess Charlene finally returned to Monaco for good in the early months of 2022, it marked the beginning of a careful reintegration into public life. The palace was strategic about her appearances, understanding that she needed time to regain her strength and confidence. Initial sightings showed a princess who was visibly thinner and more fragile than the robust athlete the world had known, but there was also a determination in her eyes and a clear commitment to reclaiming her life and role. Prince Albert remained constantly by her side during these early public outings, his presence both protective and supportive, sending a clear message that they were facing this together as a united front. What made the 2022 reunion particularly significant for Prince Albert was not just the return of his wife to Monaco, but the renewal of their partnership in all aspects of life. The couple began appearing together at official events with increasing frequency as the year progressed. There were moments of tenderness captured by photographers that told a story words could not. Prince Albert's hand protectively on Charlene's back, shared glances that spoke of understanding and shared struggle, and smiles that seemed genuinely relieved and happy. These were not the forced photographs of a couple going through the motions for public consumption. There was an authenticity to their interactions that even the most cynical observers found difficult to dismiss. The trials they had endured seemed to have forged a deeper connection rather than driving them apart. The reunion also brought renewed focus to their roles as parents. Prince Jacques and Princess Gabriella, who had spent months without regular contact with their mother or with one parent frequently absent, finally had both parents present and engaged. Photographs of the family together showed children who were clearly delighted to have their mother back, and a couple who seemed determined to create as normal a family life as possible despite the extraordinary circumstances of their position. Prince Albert spoke in interviews about how important it was for the children to have stability and normalcy, and how he and Charlene were committed to providing that despite the challenges they had faced. The family began appearing together at various events, from official ceremonies to more casual public outings, projecting an image of unity and recovery. As 2022 progressed, Princess Charlene gradually increased her public engagements, taking on more royal duties and appearing more frequently at official functions. Each appearance seemed to show a woman growing stronger and more comfortable in her role once again. She attended sporting events, a natural fit given her Olympic background, participated in charitable activities, particularly those focused on children and sports, and joined Prince Albert at various state functions and celebrations. The transformation was remarkable, from the fragile figure who first returned to Monaco to a princess who, while perhaps forever changed by her ordeal, was clearly determined to fulfill her responsibilities and reclaim her public role. Prince Albert's pride in her recovery and resilience was evident, and the partnership they displayed suggested a couple who had been through the fire and emerged with a deeper appreciation for each other and their family. The significance of this reunion for Prince Albert personally cannot be overstated. As a monarch, he must always present a composed and capable image to his subjects and the world, but the months of separation and uncertainty had clearly taken their toll on him as well. Having his wife back, healthy and present, allowed him to function more fully in his role without the constant undercurrent of worry and the distraction of managing a personal crisis under public scrutiny. The reunion represented not just the return of his partner but also a restoration of family normalcy that had been disrupted for far too long. In various statements throughout 2022, Albert spoke about gratitude, about appreciating what matters most, and about the strength his family had shown through adversity. These were not just diplomatic platitudes but reflections of genuine relief and happiness. The Monaco royal family's experience in 2022 also highlighted the very human challenges that exist behind the facade of royal privilege. Despite their wealth, status, and access to the best medical care in the world, Prince Albert and Princess Charlene faced struggles that any couple dealing with serious health issues and prolonged separation could understand. The added pressure of public scrutiny and constant media speculation made their situation even more difficult, turning private pain into public speculation and forcing them to defend their marriage and family life in ways that most couples never have to endure. Yet they navigated these challenges with a grace and dignity that earned respect even from those who had been skeptical about the state of their relationship. Throughout the year, there were significant moments that symbolized the strength of their reunion. One particularly memorable occasion was Princess Charlene's birthday celebration, where the family appeared together in photographs that radiated genuine happiness. Another was their appearance at Monaco's National Day celebrations, where they stood together as a family representing the principality with pride and unity. These moments were not just photo opportunities but genuine reflections of a family that had weathered a serious storm and come out intact on the other side. The public response to these appearances was overwhelmingly positive, with people expressing relief and happiness at seeing the princess healthy and the family reunited. The lessons from Prince Albert and Princess Charlene's 2022 reunion extend beyond the specifics of their situation. Their story speaks to the importance of standing by loved ones through health crises, the value of patience and support during recovery, and the resilience of relationships that are built on genuine commitment rather than just convenience or obligation. It also highlights the additional pressures that public figures face when dealing with private struggles, and the courage it takes to continue fulfilling public duties while managing personal challenges. Prince Albert's consistent support of his wife throughout her health battles, his refusal to give credence to rumors and speculation, and his visible relief and happiness at her recovery painted a picture of a man deeply committed to his marriage and family despite the extraordinary pressures of his position. As the year drew to a close, the transformation was complete. Princess Charlene had reclaimed her role, her health, and her place beside Prince Albert. The couple that had endured months of separation, intense media scrutiny, and serious health challenges emerged stronger and more united. Prince Albert's year had indeed been defined by this reunion, by the return of normalcy to his family life, and by the victory over circumstances that had threatened to overwhelm them. The palace, which had been a place of worry and concern during Charlene's absence, became once again a home filled with all its members, a symbol of resilience and hope for Monaco and for anyone who has faced similar challenges in their own relationships and families. Looking at the journey Prince Albert and Princess Charlene traveled in 2022, from the uncertainty and pain of separation to the joy and relief of reunion, we see a very human story played out on a very public stage. Their experience reminds us that health struggles can affect anyone regardless of status or privilege, that marriages require commitment and support through the darkest times, and that recovery and reunion are possible even when circumstances seem overwhelming. The year 2022 will be remembered in Monaco's history not just for official events or political developments, but for the personal triumph of a family that refused to let adversity define them and instead chose to face their challenges together with dignity, love, and unwavering commitment to each other and their children. But here is the question that remains as we reflect on this remarkable story. In an age where celebrity marriages and royal relationships are often treated as disposable entertainment and where private struggles become public spectacle, what does the example of Prince Albert and Princess Charlene teach us about the true nature of commitment, and how can their journey through separation and reunion inspire us to support our own loved ones through the inevitable challenges that every relationship must face?